Item 19. Did I see Tim? Yep. Okay.
I think this is going to take. Do you want a break now?
Is this will be Tim? This will be quick. Won't
We
it?
can be quick.
Tim, of course it will.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Just given this report was up till the end of June, there's a number of things in here that are obviously not up to date, so just bear that in mind. I will draw your attention quickly to the erosion and sediment control stats that were requested. We haven't had a chance to kind of go through and analyse those in detail, but we'll continue to do that over the coming months. And happy to take any questions.
Questions?
Is that quick enough for you?
Oh, that's quick enough. That's absolutely
Great.
lovely. Councillor Johansson.
Just wanted to check where we got to with inviting Alan to come talk to us from Te Ara Matawai. I thought, is he not? So he's not going to meet with us. So no one from the regulator will meet with us. Is that?
We're meeting with the regulator on a regular basis.
So I'm at a governance level.
I couldn't answer that, I'm afraid.
Said no.
Should we extend the invite again, or I mean, I'm just mindful of the zone committee report this morning.
So,
Well, Dawn's got the definitive answer.
well, the chief executive to Mata Arawai did respond to our request and said it wasn't appropriate to do so and wanted to have dialogue with officers to try and see how we could work together. I think you should let that work carry on, and if we can't, if we aren't successful, then clearly you can ask the chair of the board to come in.
Okay.
Okay. Councillor McDonald.
Yeah, hey, thanks very much. And don't worry if you can't answer it because I was talking to Brent about it previously. But it was just around the chlorination at the Burnside Park. We're actually removing that tap, that drinking water tap. He talked about the idea of getting UV treatment as an option. Do we know if that's progressed any further?
We are looking at those options, yes.
So could we, I mean, I'd be quite keen. I just think given the public feedback around those, particularly those two where we've taken away the, because we've had to by the regulator, those drinking sort of facilities, I'd really like to get a report back on options and what we can do on those two. So can we add that into the resolutions to request a report back?
Yeah, happy to do that.
On that? Yeah, thank you.
You've seen that you put it that way.
Yeah.
Councillor Templeton.
Thanks. Actually, just following on from that. So I had a response back asking whether we could just have those two taps for non-potable supply. So it was good to get an answer back explaining why we wouldn't be able to do that. But if we're going to be looking at UV treatment for a couple of taps, it would be actually really good to look at a way of doing that for areas that aren't current, that weren't supplied by those, because they were kind of the two that were being used, and there were large sections of the city that missed out on the ability to do that. So if we're bringing a report back, then actually it would be good to look at being able to provide the same for other parts of the city.
Dunbar's Road, for example.
We can do that. There are some logistical challenges with some of our sites.
That's right.
Being
Yeah,
well
it
back
wouldn't
off
be
the
every
road and
site,
things
but
like
just
that,
having
but we can look at it.
some spread across the city. Yeah.
So Tim, if you look at it from the perspective of what the whole geography and then what the opportunity is and whether it can be done.
Councillor Field.
Tim, I just really want to thank you for the exemplary work you do out on the peninsula. It's really acknowledged and noticed, and so thank you for that. Just on Birdling's flat, like I know that that's been kind of sort of back and forthing away for quite some time. I mean, what's the pushback been like out there recently from your sense of things?
I haven't had any direct feedback over the last few weeks. Yeah,
and I think
nothing
that
overly
speaks to how
negative.
constructive you've
Yeah.
been in engaging there. So I appreciate that. Cool, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other? Councillor Cotter.
Thank you. Just on page 317, I don't know, you might be able to answer it, but first of all, compliments on the amazing photo. And can you tell me what a riffle is? It's for the fish passage, but what actually is it? Is
Sorry,
it just
which?
like a really low gradient water flow so the fish can.
Yeah, I'm not an ecologist, I believe so.
No, but
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit like in a creating small dividers so that the water kind of flows downhill in a
yeah.
kind of
What a
So it's
fantastic
like
explanation.
Opened up.
yeah, you know,
It's opened up 9 kilometres of upstream habitat to native fish species, and it's won a Design Consultants WSP's National Award Project of the Year. So I mean, I think that's really worthy of noting that how important the level of importance that the Three Waters team here are putting on environment and ecology in all our projects. But thank you.
yeah, thanks.
Thanks for the answer.
Okay, Councillor Templeton again, please.
And I forgot to say thank you for the information on the building site inspections, and I think that it would be good to see how that tracks over time and see whether that comes down, because I note that 14% in April of building site inspections failed due to the sediment control. So making sure that that kind of thing is a real focus, I think, is really good, because people have to, if it fails, they have to pay for someone to come back and recheck, don't they? So
Yeah,
that should
correct.
be an incentive.
Yeah. They can't move to the next stage of inspections, so they get held at that particular point.
Yeah, so that should be a good incentive for them to make sure that they're managing the sediment from the
Yeah, I
site.
believe so. Yeah.
Councillor Johansson.
Thank you for the detailed report. I just, on page 309, particularly concerned around the Fitzgerald brick barrel main renewal, where it says many of the lines within the project area have been lined previously as part of a skirt project. However, there's evidence that the linings are either failing or that there are issues with groundwater tracking between the brick and liner were not identified or present at the time of installation. Is there any sort of bigger kind of picture work going on with the skirt repairs and the cost and the problems that are associated to it?
Yeah, I don't have that information to hand, but I can certainly go away and find out for you.
I just wonder whether, whether there's any. I think we've previously been told there's no comeback on the people that did the skirt work. If it fails, it just comes back directly to us.
Okay, righto. So Councillor Scandrett has very nicely offered to move this, and it's been seconded.
Sorry, I just got a quick one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see your hand up there.
Yeah, my bad. It's just a real quick one. So the Wharenui Road work, this is for me to take offline, but just for you to know. I'm just needing an update around the remediation works. I've had quite a bit of community feedback on Wharenui Road around the speed of the remediation works. If we can take it offline, that'd be great, just to get an update on where we're at.
Yeah, sure. Happy to.
And it's even got some central Wigram candidates looking at that road, so it'd be good to just to nut it out.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So with that, I'll put another question towards Councillor Barber.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about the Tenby Newport assessment of the surface flooding issues. Is that still ongoing?
It's still ongoing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Get me. So we'll try again. Councillor Scandrett is moving it, and I am seconding it. Do you want to have it so that if it works here, it can go to other upstands? Any.
And particularly your Dunbar's Road suggestion, Phil, was a good one.
We'll try if it works here. We'll try it on the others.
Celeste was going to second it for it because they're both in our local communities. What we were trying to do is, given there are two that have been removed because they were operating, it makes sense to try and get them over the line and then do it if we can. That was our view, is focus the staff resource on trying to get the two that we've taken from the community first. So anyone can put amendments up, doesn't matter.
But if we get those two going, there should be nothing to stop us doing the others. Absolutely. So do the homework on that. Is that everyone happy with that? Yep. Staff understand. They'll get it going. All right. Did you ever? Right. Yes, Councillor. Yep.
So my amendment will be to, basically it's to add to Sam's one, and options for other sites across the city to provide equitable access. You guys can fight over who's seconding it. That's great.
I think they would do that anyway, but that's all right, put it in. Yeah.
In the interest of time, why don't we just put, sorry, Sarah, and I hope you don't think I'm doing this personally, why don't we just, after the full
That's
stop,
what I was hoping for, but
we'll just go and explore options for other sites. What I don't want to do is distract them from getting the two done if we can, because actually it makes sense to like lowest hanging fruit first. Yeah.
well, it might be that other ones are easier. Who knows?
I'm trying to be reasonable. Yeah. I appreciate that's not great, but I'm trying to be reasonable, Sarah. Yeah.
Right, where are we? Are we happy with what we see written? No, we're not. Yes, written there. Okay, so sorry, Sam, Councillor McDonald. I went and seconded it and, is it, no one cares? Right. I'll put the motion, all those in favour? All those against? Carried, thank you very much. It is back here at 2:00. Yeah, and we might just stay, please, for 5 minutes. Just us only, Councillor.